Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Ryan Dins. And on this episode, we're going to go over the top 4 gaming cryptos at this moment based on volume, market caps, those kinds of things. But before we do that, you're going to want to hit the like and subscribe button. So let's go. All right. So right here, I organized this coin market cap by volume only. So you can see Tether, doesn't surprise you, is number 1, Bitcoin 2, Ethereum 3. But the reason I'm doing it this way is look at how much volume these are getting. Sandbox, Decentraland, Axie Infinity, and Engine are all in the top 20 most volume for the last 24 hours. So that tells you something. People are really, really, really looking at these gaming coins right now. So crypto gaming is about to take over. It's about to be huge. This is just the beginning, in my opinion. So you want to look at this based on the market cap, just to see, what they got here. We got 2 billion, 2.4 billion on Sandbox, 4.6 on Decentraland, Axie Infinity, 9 billion. So that's the biggest. And EnjinCoin, 2.4. So Axie Infinity has a very big market cap. So unless you're involved in the game and really think it's going to blow up more, that might be the one that's a little bit, like overextended. We're going to take a look at each of these, but I would say your strategy in this should be to get into things early, so you can really get those huge gains. So we're going to go one by one. We're going to go into Engine right now. And NFTs are unique digital assets created on the blockchain. They can be everything from gaming items and digital art to sports collectibles and real world assets. So you bring, use the Engine interface, send them QR codes and give them utility using tools that make it feel effortless. So basically, like, in order to use EnjinCoin, it's a big infrastructure in the entire NFT world. So it's highly necessary to trade NFTs. That's what their whole thing is. So it's a great utility coin. Decentraland blew up the other day after the Facebook announcement they're going to change their name to Meta. So Decentraland is basically a virtual reality world where you can buy buildings, get digital assets. NFT type items are traded throughout the games. So it's basically a virtual world. I'm not going to go too into it. That's pretty much explains what it is. They had a cool concert the other day with celebrities. There's a lot of hype around it. This has more of a market cap right now than Sandbox and Engine. So it's really got a lot of attention, especially with that big gain the other day. Got a real lot of attention. Now people are really waking up to what crypto gaming can do. So Sandbox is just like Decentraland, only it's not quite as big. They got a lot of big partners in it. And it's just another virtual reality world. One of these virtual reality worlds is going to win, whether it's Facebook's or it's Decentraland or it's Sandbox. And if you pick the winning one, you're going to make a lot of money. So they use Sand as the utility token that allows you to buy and sell lands and assets in the Sandbox metaverse. So that's pretty much explains itself. NFTs are non-fungible tokens. We already went over that. You can exchange these throughout the game. So that's the same thing. Sandbox and Decentraland, very, very similar. Now, Axie Infinity is completely different. Axie Infinity is an actual game, and the coins can be used in the game. Now, it's sort of a metaverse, but like I don't look at it as a virtual reality world as much as I look at it as like it's more like a Pokemon kind of thing, a little bit. It's like a sort of like a role-playing game with NFTs in the game. Now, people might say, "Oh, I'm wrong," because they may have a different opinion, but I just don't think it's the same as Sandbox and Decentraland. There's like minor differences. Like I said, at 9 billion market cap, this is a little more risky because, if better games come along, that only have like $500 million market cap right now, you could see stupid gains from them. Where this, it like what, it might double, 100% gains in the crypto world right now is not like phenomenal if you have, unless you have a ton of money, because if you're like your average crypto investor, it's got like between 5 and like 50 grand sitting around, you want to like get rich off it. So it's tough just based on market cap alone. Then I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying it's not going to go up. I'm just saying, like, I see huge opportunity in Engine. This is personally my favorite. So, all right. So we're going to go one by one. Sandbox, this is their chart. The problem with Sandbox chart is there's not much to go off of. There's not much support here. It just blew up. I might buy it down here if it falls there, but it might pump again. Like, these are like real risky. They both went down 11 or 12% in the last days. By both, I mean, I'm looking at Mana too. Mana, unfortunately, was forming a wedge pattern and went southward, so that's not good. They did have huge gains, so they just need a little bit of time to cool off. So Axie Infinity, this would be a good buy at around 100, in my opinion. I'm not saying it can't pump from here, but like if it went here, it's like pretty safe bet, because I think if it goes down to here, it's going to make it right back here within a few months, regardless. So here is my favorite. If you watch my YouTube channel, you should go on my YouTube channel and watch my most recent Engine video, or I'll explain this a lot more. But it broke out of this. I called this that it was going to break out, and when it did, I got some pretty big gains. But it had another wedge pattern and it broke out. Luckily for me, I had sell orders at 325 and 335. So that was good, because by the time I woke up, it already hit that and went back down. But I think since it already broke out, it's probably going to break out again and fly north. I just bought a little more here. But yeah, I mean, if you want to make a quick buck, I'm not saying you should do this, but like, it's probably going to end up coming up here again and then coming back down. You just put sell orders here, put buy orders here. I really understand what their charts do at this point. So it's like, this is why it's my favorite. In my opinion, this is not advice. This is entertainment channel only, but this is, my advice is people who own like 50 cryptos, it's just not the way to do it. What I would prefer to do, and even I tend to get in the hype, especially being a YouTuber, I do these videos on these, cryptos. And then when I do my research, I find out, wow, this is a thing of the future. And I own like 15-ish, but that's like, you shouldn't be more than 10, because then you could really watch the charts. And what ends up happening if you have more than, like, right now I have 15 or so, and the bottom 5 end up getting like neglected, where I don't look at them. They'll go up like 20% and I like barely sell any, because I'm just like, not, oh, well, I got a little bit of money. What's the point? You should really just pick a few and then really like follow the charts, because if you knew what you were doing, I did make some money off this, I'm not gonna lie, but if I really knew what I was doing, I could have bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here. I did a little bit of that, but like, it wasn't as clear as that. Now hindsight's 2020, but like at this point, it's pretty clear it's gonna go here, and right here, it's probably gonna like fumble around here, then end up here again, then go back to this line. If it really breaks this trend line on high volume, it's a little bit of a concern, because at that point it could end up like back to 150. But with all the hype around the crypto, crypto gaming, like, I just don't see that happening. This thing is probably going to hit $10 soon. So I don't think breaking a little trend line here is going to make it go down that much. If anything, $2, then it'll just take time to recover. But the one thing I'll look at is this long-term trend line here has been pretty respected like for a while. So like, it could really end up hitting this line if we extend a little. Like a crypto crash or correction of any sort, it's going to hit this line for sure. But if it stays bullish, it could fumble around and fly. So this is the #1 crypto that I've been watching lately. It's my biggest position besides Bitcoin. So You know, got to see what's happening. I feel very, very strongly about it. So that is my favorite. If I had to rank these right now, this would be definitely be number one, and Axie Infinity would be 4. But between Decentraland and Sandbox, I might give the edge to Sandbox just because it has a lower market cap at this point, and it's not on Coinbase. And when it goes on Coinbase, it's probably going to pump more. So I just think there's more opportunity for big gains in Sandbox. With that being said, I think they're both great. So, you know, do your research, find out what coins you like the best. But like this whole video, I'm not going to give you definitive answers on what you should buy, but I will tell you this. You probably want to be in crypto gaming right now because it's one of the like, if you look to the future, it's one of the things that is like probably gonna be the future. And it's really at the ground floor right now. And NFTs have been like, their easy money days are over. So what's the next easy money thing? You know, like with low risk, high reward. I would say crypto gaming, because put it this way, everybody understands how big things like The Legend of Zelda or Call of Duty are, you know, things like that. Now, what's going to happen is there's going to be like a crypto, or World of Warcraft even. There's going to be crypto versions of World of Warcraft. There's going to be crypto versions of Call of Duty. There's going to be crypto versions of Legends of Zelda that could end up being even bigger than them. So if you hop on that when they're just at the ground level, the chance of you being like an absolutely disgustingly rich person because you got in stupid early is like really good. And the chance of these crypto gaming coins going to zero or losing a lot of their value is actually less, in my opinion, than a normal coin. Because like, okay, say for example, Cardano, Ethereum, and Solana. And I guess you could say Tron too. They all sort of like do the same thing. Binance Coin too. They you know, they're all different, but they sort of do the same thing. Now, like one of them might win, and then the other ones might be obsolete. Like, quite honestly, with these gas fees I'm seeing, I'm already seeing Ethereum being obsolete. And then Solana, like Cardano isn't as good as Solana, in my opinion. So like those low risk, because it's Cardano, because it's Ethereum, like they're not low risk. If we go down 3 years down the line and people are like, oh, we don't use Ethereum because it's like the first kind of, imagine the first kind of electricity invented, right? And then I'm not an expert in electricity, so I'm just pulling up this analogy. But then they realize like, oh, well, that kind of electricity gets you electrocuted and it's slow and it's expensive. We have this better kind of electricity. There's going to be like a 5-year period where that first kind of electricity, people still use it because there's so much money involved. There's so much politics and, you know, businesses using it. It's too hard to adapt. But after a while, it's going to become irrelevant. Like, I'm sure when the first gun was invented, people were still using swords for a few years. They're like, these guns are stupid. But then after a while, it was very obvious that we shouldn't be using swords in a gunfight anymore. It's kind of how I feel. Whereas these crypto games, they could all win. It's not winner take all with these. It sort of is in these metaverses. Like if one metaverse becomes the main metaverse, then the other ones become obsolete. But you know what I mean. It's just like right now, some of these could 10x, and you want to be on board. If that happens, you do. And that's another reason why I don't really, I've been changing my investing strategy lately. Whereas I have my low risk Bitcoin, Ethereum type projects, and then everything else is like a little bit speculative because those, you know, a lot of things are going to double, but if you're smart, you can get everything to 10x. Like I've picked a few winners, EnjinCoin, Shiba, I got like real early. And you know, it's so much bigger than these ones that'll just go up like 30%, you know? Like right now is the time to get the money if you know what you're doing. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I got to say about this. Like I said, not investment advice. Don't buy anything because I told you to, but do look at crypto gaming. Do your research on this. I think it's a great opportunity for everybody. So that's all I got to say. And peace out. Make sure you subscribe.